video of you. It's kind of like this big reaction. How did that feel, and then how did that set you up for the postseason?
Yeah, I think the start of my season was a little bit off to a slower start. I had a home meet the 2 weekends before. It was kind of, not exactly the time I was looking for. And then coming into Arizona, I think that's kind of the meet where the sprinters, the jumpers, the throwers, they get ready to get some good marks out there. So it was good to get that time down and to, be ready to come into this conference meet looking good. I mean, it gave me some much needed confidence, and I think that, it makes me excited to come for what's to come this postseason.
Just walking out on the track and seeing all like the signage and everything, does that make it feel just more real? Hey, postseason's here, different level?
Yeah, totally. I mean, us hosting this meet, it's super exciting, and I think that it makes some good nerves coming into the meet. I mean, obviously Hayward Field, we know this track better than anyone else, and so I think that it creates some excitement. I mean, even just training today, everything's all set up same as yesterday, and it makes people feel like they're really ready to get going. So
what are your thoughts on just what the team can accomplish this weekend?
Yeah, I think that we're in a really good place. I mean, obviously coming off of indoor season where the men and the women won Big Ten, women won NCAAs, our women won the cross country. So I think that there's a little bit of pressure maybe that comes with that, but I think that we're ready to kind of channel that into good energy and put it out onto the track. And we're here to show the Big Ten that, we're here to stay and not just compete, but to win. So
you guys are talking about the Triple Crown?
Yeah, I mean, it's always, kind of in the back of our minds. I don't think that it's something that we need to necessarily super focus on. The coaches especially, they always tell us, that we don't have to come out here and do something super crazy. They just expect us to come out here and do what we've been doing this whole season, and and everything will work its way out from there. So
kind of talking about that pressure, you guys obviously lose, a couple athletes from indoors to outdoors in the shot put in the 200 with obviously Jada and Jada. Do you feel like there is more pressure on in some of the other events for the women to kind of step up, to get some of those position spots, to get those extra points when you can't rely on a couple of the people that you've done in years past?
Yeah, I think that our team is really special, and I mean, we kind of have points across the board everywhere. We're a really diverse group of individuals, and I think we also have a really good mindset. I think everyone is really ready to fight for every point possible. And I mean, even indoors, our head coach, Jerry, that's his main point is you got to go out there and you got to get, if you're going from 4th to 5th, or if you're going, from 5th to 4th, just like that 1 extra point, 2 extra points, it's important. And so I think that everyone is really excited and really ready to go out there and just give it their all.
What were some of the biggest differences competing in the Big Ten this season, just for the team?
Yeah, I think personally, I don't think that there was too much of a difference. Obviously, having an indoor conference since Pac-12, we didn't have one of those. I think it's been really fun. It's been cool to come out here, get into the Big Ten, and obviously, like I said before, show them that we're here not to just compete, but to win. And it's been a good experience so far, and it's really cool being able to host our first Big Ten outdoor conference here at home.
You mentioned, feeling good nerves, a little bit of pressure. Some people go into a postseason thinking, hey, I want to just keep the same exact mindset. Do you find yourself fueled a little bit by, hey, no, let's embrace that it's a different kind of a level and let that fuel you a little bit?
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, just going to the meets, postseason, everything's just a little bit more intense, not necessarily in a bad way. I think, we're all athletes and we're all competitive, and we're here to put our best foot forward and compete to the best of our abilities. And I think that something like that is really helpful, having a big meet to kind of get those nerves going. And my grandpa always said, get the butterflies flying in the right direction. And I think that's super important. So, yeah.
There's a lot of talk earlier this season. Did you guys host the team invitational about kind of striking that balance between individual competition and team? Is there something to you already having competed Big Ten indoors, NCAA indoors, to have that team camaraderie this season? Yeah,
I think that track is a really cool sport, especially in the NCAA, and that it's obviously an individual sport, but something like this, conference, NCAAs, it turns into a team sport. And it's really cool being able to see all of the other events coming in, you see jumpers cheering for the sprinters and distance cheering for the multis. It's really cool to see everyone kind of involved in all of the events. And yeah, I personally really love conference. I mean, I was saying to someone the other day, my freshman year we hosted Pac-12s, and that still to this day was my favorite event to compete in, because it's just, Hayward magic is real. And I think coming here and being able to do that with a home crowd and the whole team just gets really, really hyped. So yeah.
So you touched on it a little bit there, but just what does that team mentality look like out on the track?
Yeah, I think it's just like I said, fighting for every spot, and just cheering on all of the athletes. I mean, whether you place 8th or if you place 1st, there's still some points there. And just knowing that if you're on the team and they chose you to compete for Oregon, you have a place and you have a reason to be out there, and they want you to get some good comp in.
How much have you watched that team camaraderie maybe change from year one to now? Because in the last couple of meets that I've covered you guys at home, despite maybe not a ton of Oregon athletes competing, there's still a bunch of Oregon athletes in the stands cheering on your teammates. How has that kind of blossomed? Do you feel like it's changed, it's grown from year one to year now, and what's it been like?
Yeah, I don't think it's changed much. I think it's maybe grown a little bit. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, obviously, for example, sprinters distance, we don't train at the same time. We don't see each other much. But when these meets happen, we're able to come together and really cheer each other on, and support each other. And so, yeah, I think it's really cool. Even if the athletes are competing, you'll see them in the stands. And you can see that even last weekend we had Twilight. Everyone came out. It was senior night. And it was really nice to see, the team camaraderie and everyone cheering each other on and being excited for everyone's marks. So.
Couple more. Has it sunk in the fact that, as you mentioned, Pac-12's freshman year?
Yeah.
4 years later, 5 years later, we're Big Tens.
Yeah.
Has it sunk in that the fact that you guys have made this transition? I know you guys got a little bit of a taste of it in Indianapolis, but has it still kind of sunk? It's like, wow, we are in this different conference now.
Yeah, totally. Even yesterday when we were warming up, we were looking at just outside Hayward, it had all the schools lined up. I was like, oh, Purdue, we don't see schools like that. And so, it's really cool to be able to compete against these different schools and see different people. I got a friend on Michigan, seeing other people from, out east. It's really cool for them to come in and to be able to, host them and show them around. But then also it's, at the same time, remembering that, this is our conference now and can't live in the glory days too much back in Pac-12s. And yeah, we're here to stay and we're here to compete and win. So
you do lose Jada and Jaden, but you do add Claudia and Diana into the mix. Those are, if I do the math correctly, there's a potential you can score 46 points out of, because between the distance, the 5, the 10, and 5. Does it feel like, you kind of you add those two and it's like you didn't really lose the 2 key athletes from the indoor season?
Yeah, obviously we're going to miss Jada, we're going to miss Jaden, but I think we have a lot of good athletes and a lot of good athletes that have been on the team who are now just starting to show up and to get some points out on the board. Obviously we have some standout athletes, but like I said, 1 point can make a difference. And I think that there's a lot of athletes here and on just the team that are able to, show out and compete well for us. So I think that we're in a good spot and we're ready to go out there.
That seems all right. What's the goal this weekend?
Come out with a win. I think that is everyone's goal at the end of the day. I think, not thinking about it too much and like I said, taking it day by day and event by event and scrapping, clawing, fighting for every point.